Hi, welcome to Georgia Wild. I'm Linda May, and today's topic is songbird nesting. Spring is my favorite time of year. It's when everything starts to green up, the weather's beautiful, and the birds start nesting, which I think is one of the coolest things in nature. And it's quite a privilege when they pick your yard, your home, or your office to raise their families. So what are some things that you can do to make sure that you have a nice home for the songbirds that may come around this spring? Well, first of all, make sure that you have lots of native plants and shrubs and trees for the birds that don't nest in boxes, like this northern cardinal that made this nest. Cardinals especially like evergreen trees and shrubs. And so that would be the first order of business. And they particularly like native plants and shrubs because those are the ones that they're used to, and those provide not just shelter for nesting, but also insects and fruits and berries, those sorts of things that they will then need to feed their young later on in the spring and summer. For the birds that do like to nest in cavities, you can put up a nest box. Now, a nest box is basically replacing a dead tree. So normally the birds that nest in cavities, like woodpeckers, like bluebirds, like chickadees and nuthatches and tufted titmice, all of those birds would normally nest in a tree cavity such as this one, but maybe there's not a dead tree around your house. If there's one in your yard and it's not endangering your home in any way, then certainly by all means leave it. It's a great spot for birds to nest in, as well as to glean insects to eat. But you know what you can do if you don't have that situation, you can certainly put up a nest box like this one. This one's particularly cool. It was donated by Mr. Ron Lee. He's with our DNR non-game friends group called Turn. And so the bluebirds especially like it. In fact, I'm not going to stick around too long to make this video because they're already starting to nest in here, and it's pretty early in the season still. So most of the nest boxes that you're going to use, either you build it or you buy it, are going to look a little more like this one. One thing to pay attention to if you want to attract a particular species, you want to pay attention to the porthole size. These two are both what we would call bluebird boxes because they have an 1.5 inch diameter porthole. If you wanted to keep bigger birds out and maybe attract smaller birds like chickadees or brown-headed nuthatches, you would want to go more for about 1.25 inch porthole size, and of course the entire box would be a little bit smaller. Some other things to pay attention to when you're building or buying a nest box: you want one that's relatively easy to clean. This one lifts up from the top so you can get to the nest. This one I like because the side door opens, and it even has this little plexiglass protector here so that if there are young in there, you don't accidentally spook them out. And if there's any insects or debris in there early in the season, you can just use a little whisk broom, a little handheld broom, to clean that out. You don't ever want to spray any insecticides or paint the insides of the box. If there are wasps in there, then you can just maybe wait till it gets a little bit cooler at night when they're not as active and just get a broom or a pole or a screwdriver or whatever and just kind of knock that out. So it is important to monitor your nest boxes though. You can even contribute data to scientists through a program called Nest Watch. If you go to nestwatch.org, you can find out more about that. It's a program run by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, a citizen science program that's really cool. And I monitor this nest box here at my office. We're at the Wildlife Resources Division headquarters in Social Circle. And I enter data, and it helps scientists learn more about bluebirds. Now, I get bluebirds in this box because it's in a more open area. If I put this box in a more wooded area, I might be more likely to get a Carolina wren or a tufted titmouse. Or if it's a swampy area, I could even get a prothonotary warbler, which would be really cool. If you'd like to learn more about how to attract songbirds and other wildlife to your backyard or to your office site, then please visit georgiawildlife.com/backyardwildlife. Thanks for watching, and thanks for helping to keep Georgia wild.